Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your hosts, David Selby, Andy Horton, and Savannah Smith.
Welcome back to the CWC Podcast, your home for the latest news, rumors, and updates around the sport of chuckwagon racing. I'm your host, David Selby, and I'm joined by my co-host, Savannah Smith. And here we are. We're just a little bit removed from the ACWRA Awards Banquet and General Meeting. It was a big weekend, so we're going to hit on that a little bit today. We also, while we were there, got to speak to several different people, all from the big old train, Freight Train, that team that we all know and love so well, that really came onto the scene last year in 2025. So stick around. It's all coming up on the CWC Podcast. But before we go any further, I have to just say it. Get over and check out chuckwagonchannel.com. Relive the ride, subscribe. It's $11 a month, $99 a year. And the third season of the Great Wagon Race is knocking on the door. It's going to be out March 14th is episode 1. We will be premiering that on the Chuckwagon channel. So why are you not watching season 1 and 2 right now? Just binge watching those things, getting ready for what I think is going to be the best one so far, which is Big Mules Up the Hill. It's going to be a really good one. And Savannah can attest to that because she has seen these rough cuts, right, Savannah?
I can. So. I have not even in their full glorious capacity, and I was crying tears of happiness and really moved. Which, you know, I'm a little emotional, but it's fine. It's fine. You guys will love it. You might not cry like I did, but you will love it.
I like to think that in season 3 we're finally starting to figure it out, and not only are we educating an audience that has never seen chuckwagon racing before. They get to see, you know, another great division, but we're also, as a team, like we've done this long enough now that I feel like we're getting better at it. And our editor, Alicia, who lives in Minnesota, she was at the national championships this year, so she got to see that in 2025, and we're all really feeling it. And so it's really exciting stuff. I stopped by the Oafs in Clinton on the way down to the banquet, and we went through the whole entire season where it is right now, and they gave me the stamp of approval. They like it. So that means something to me. But pretty excited about that. But yeah, make sure you get over and subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to get to see it. And yeah, and so
when does it premiere again? What was that date?
14th. It is a Saturday, and I'm going to say something like 6 p.m. right now, because that's probably the reality. It's probably going to be 6 p.m. But we'll make sure that we put that out there for everybody to see, and we'll have the official time, and we might even put the time zone because it's such a big deal. So it'll say CST at the end of whatever time.
Right. Now that we're international, you know.
Yeah, people need.
You got to make that distinction.
Everybody doesn't just live in this one region, but yeah. So I'm really excited to get that out there. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the weekend. It was a big weekend. The way that the whole weekend around this annual banquet, if you've never been, the ACWRA does all of their awards for the points champions at the end of the year, even getting into the new year. Here we are. It was supposed to be in January. Now it's in February because it got postponed because of weather. But we do these awards, but it's also a big moment for the entire association to basically have their big meeting of the year, where if you are a member, you get to come in and basically have your voice heard, or at least be a part of that meeting, where the board presents all of the changes that have been brought up in the months prior, and the meetings that have been conducted prior, and these things kind of get finalized, and even some things get voted on. And then this year we also had several different positions that were opened up there on the board, and man, there were several people that came in. We had, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to think about this for just a second. We had 3 different people, I know for sure, at least, that got replaced on the board. And I say replaced, new members, and I don't have those listed out right now. We'll hit on those later. But
I remember Blake Wiles and Dawson Granberry are now new division representatives, but I could not tell you which and for what.
Right.
But there's 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. And yeah, I just haven't slept enough since then for my brain to work properly.
Who was the one gentleman who was a division representative but could not make it. I want to say he was the third person that was nominated and voted in. So basically, he just swapped divisions, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep, he scooted over. And I know, speaking of the Mayos, Shannon Mayo got nominated for just about every single thing possible. And he even had some good turnouts on the votes, but he just never he wasn't there to represent himself. That's what it was. I know based on, there was a scheduling conflict for him and Kim because they were in Aruba for a trip that they had planned for a long time, and so they weren't able to make that. But that's okay. I know that they're going to be plenty busy with having their own event to host here in a couple of weeks. But yeah, all of the, I think everything was pretty smooth. Like there weren't any big shakeups. Like no real concerns about anybody that was moving. There were a few people that were like, yeah, I don't want to keep doing this on the board, and so it's my time to step out. And then everything was filled in accordingly. I think that the as far as all the different things that were passed, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know that we had just a couple of things. Like I know that one of the things I was kind of pushing for this year was like to have it like mandated that the announcement of the times is going to be relayed up to the announcer stand. And again, they kind of doubled down this year and just said, hey, if you guys want this at your track, make sure that you have got someone provided to be down there with the ACWRA timers to relay this stuff back up to the announcer stand. And so that's staying the way it is. Fireworks are staying the way that they are. I'm trying to think off the top of your head.
Call-outs are no longer a thing in the way that they have been historically. You'll need to communicate with the team prior to calling in and saying, hey, we will be running. And they will try to work it out if they can, but it's not going to be, from my understanding, you don't get to call another team out at, say, the driver's meeting the morning of.
Yeah, they're trying to basically eliminate all the issues that they have right in front of a race day. So basically, if you want to call out a team when you call in to register for that race to say, hey, we're going to be on the schedule, that's when you need to be suggesting that you'd like to race a certain team. And then based on when they get everybody in there and they have to position everybody on the schedule, at that point, if it works logistically, they're going to try to make it happen. But it makes total sense that there's going to be times that it's not possible because like a racer from this team needs to get over to this team and turn right back around and be in the next race or 2 races away. And those things require people to go back to their camp and then drive all the way, ride back up. And so I actually think that they handled that really well. There were some people that had questions about it, but I think that shook out just fine. What did they say about the youth this year that they had, that they were, we're going to follow back up on this.
I remember this, but it's not coming to me. I remember it being brought up, but I don't remember the outcome.
Yeah, we'll get the paperwork from the ACWRA and we can hit on this more next week. But yeah, high level, it seemed like despite the fact that the meeting took a really long time to get done, I think that what the board did this year to make more small steps in the right direction of just continue to try and be more professional, continue to try to help the logistics of how these events are run. I think that they're doing a good job. I know that one of the things was about the racers and the cards that they have to have. A racer will have a card that specifically is like a red card. And that is, hey, here's your, if you're a racer, you get in for $30 for the weekend. Actually, and if you're a member, you get in for $40, I think, if I'm remembering right. And then the other piece going beyond that, like say that a racer is coming in on a Thursday or a Wednesday or a Friday, I think it is up to the track owner to decide what day of the weekend that racer card will actually take effect. So like if you come in on a Friday, let's say you come in on a Wednesday. You come in on a Wednesday and they've got events scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If the track owner says, hey, that's good for Friday through Sunday, but you need to pay the day rate for Wednesday, Thursday, that is up to them. That is at their discretion. And so I think that at least knowing the direction that we're trying to go, I kind of liked that. It could change in the future, but for 2026, that's how it's going to go. And I think that's okay. That gives us time to not make a huge change, and we don't have to overcorrect or whatever. We come back around in 2027, and I bet you that's one of those rules. I bet that's one of those things that changes a little bit more in the future. I think that the track owners want to continue to see having more autonomy, being able to kind of say, hey, I don't want just anybody to be any kind of member coming into my race paying this amount. That's going to be one of those things that I think continues to kind of get sharpened as we go into the future. But time will tell. Any other takeaways from the big meeting? I'm just trying to think.
Other than, just it's sheer entertainment as always. It's fun to sit back and just watch how things progress from start to finish and what gets voted in and what doesn't and how things shake out.
Yep. Man, I sure wish I could remember. Okay. The youth this year, when you come in as a youth, you will still need to, if you are any registered racer at an event, you still pay the racer and tarp fees. I think that's kind of how I took that. So that was one other kind of change that they implemented, but there was no pushback on that at the meeting. So stuff to look up.
And they'll have more youth representatives as well, like people to come out and hold, pick up men, pick up man. And did they say they were going to have a separate judge as well?
Yeah, they're gonna be kind of like staffing up for the youth. I thought that was great. I know that could have been one of those things that opened a can of worms, and it's like, well, who's going to pay all these people? And like, we could have nitpicked that. I could have seen that happening, but fortunately I think everybody's really on board with trying to accommodate the youth, which I love that. There's not a whole lot of questions about like, hey, let's be more progressive with our youth racers. So, which is a great segue right into the awards banquet, which
those kiddos made out like bandits. My goodness.
Yeah. They put in the work, they put in the time, they raised a lot of money this last season. And I mean, that's a cool payoff for them. You just think about how they're going to remember these kinds of nights, these kind of banquet nights where they took something home that they're going to potentially have forever, or is going to pay for something that they're going to have forever. Mm-hmm. And they're always going to remember getting that applause when they stepped up to receive their awards. I feel like one place maybe what we need to do to get better next year, like the Chuckwagon channel, we kind of just picked up let's take the photos at the photo booth thing, like when they get their awards. This year, the way that the front table was where they gave the awards away, with how many people were there, it almost didn't make sense for everybody to just come back and get the photo behind the big backdrop. Mm-hmm. And so while we did get a lot of good photos at the backdrop, I feel like that's something that we need to like make that note from next year of like, let's get the backdrop right next to where the awards are, because we did that historically, but in the new venue,
it was hard for them to organize with the space that was given or space that was available.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe on the youth side, that's probably where we came up the shortest, was we didn't have all those youth going over there. We did have like randomly some bleachers in there, which I don't know if those were supposed to be there or if those were brought in, but we had like the bleachers, and then all the kids got on the bleachers with their buckets. And we do have one big youth group photo that will be one of those things, like 10 years from now or whatever, they're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, that's
when I got those cool tooled spurs.
Yeah. And that's Jack.
Cough, cough, Micah stamps.
Yeah. Mackay. He's got the sweet new spurs. There were so many cool things.
So snazzy.
I know Courtney Lee, who's one of the heads of the youth division. She was messaging me the night before, and we were going back and forth about how excited they were to give all that stuff to the kids. And then I had the camera out and everything before everything started that day, and she kind of walked me through where she was keeping all the youth buckets and everything in the back. And it was just like, yeah, they like make sure that these kids don't disregard any of the paper that's at the bottom of this bucket, because like, yes, there were some like coupons, you're talking like 30 or 40% off, which is substantial. Use it if you want to.
Mhm.
But there was even like a piece of paper in there that was like $150 towards a tarp or something like
Oh,
that.
yes.
Each and every kid gets that. And so,
And she made that announcement right there at the very end too, for the parents to be aware of as well.
yeah, don't throw away any of the paper in this bucket, basically, because all of it is relevant. It's all important. And yeah, I think the kids got treated pretty good this year, which they earned that. They sold a lot of popcorn. So pretty cool. On the awards front, though, we also got to hand out our CWC awards that I think we gave away like 8 awards, but
That sounds right.
But 2 of them weren't there. Like Justin Leggett wasn't there, and John Davidson was not there for the spill of the year. But we should see Justin at the first race of the year. I believe he's announcing, so we'll give him his award there, and then I'll probably just mail John Davidson's to him. That prestigious spill of the year award. But no, those were all great moments. Probably one of my favorite moments of the night was, the moment of the year award, handing that out to Trent Little, and because they've been out of power for the last like month and a half or whatever down in Mississippi. He hadn't actually seen the show where we had announced that award, and so he kind of got to receive that without fully expecting it. I don't think that was really on his radar, and so that was a nice moment to give him that. And our track of the year was Whiskey Ridge Ranch, and it's just cool to me to see people get those awards and then go and get to kind of show them off proudly and everything. And it's just such a nice night of recognition. I think that's what I love about having that banquet, and I just think it's going to keep getting better as we go into the future. I mean, that place was packed. I don't know if we go back there next year. I liked it. I just don't know if there's going to be room.
It's part of me wondered if the swap was just because the Saline County Fairgrounds were maybe under some construction with the aftermath of the snowstorm. I would be pretty pleased to see us back at Saline County next year with all things intact.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they I think that the intention was to move it to help the capacity, and I think logistically it was like better location wise. I think they were trying to kind of move it to where it's just a little bit easier, more accessible. But I mean, if you're driving from Southwest Missouri, I don't know that it's that big of a difference for me. It might have been an hour different, but it still was like 5 hours. So not that big of a difference for me. I'm driving a long way anyway, but all the same, pretty darn good night. I think, like what was one of your favorite interactions or takeaways from the evening?
I think it was seeing Trent start to tear up when he realized that award was coming to him. That was a very heartwarming moment. And then just being able to socialize and see everybody that we've not gotten to see since at least Halloween weekend, and for them to be excited to see us and welcome us as friends. It was for me, a really good evening of just community that I was very appreciative of.
Yeah, no, it's just good to see everybody. And, I feel like the whole year we're always working, I guess, when we're at these events. And so for us, especially, to not necessarily have quite as much responsibility for carrying around a camera. It's like, if we're talking to you in your camp, we probably had to go there to shoot something a lot of times, versus like when we're at that event. I mean, yeah, we shoot the banquet and we capture that for historical sake. Like, there's no contract there for anybody that was wondering, by the way. Like, we don't have to produce any content from that. It really is just that I know personally how important it is to just capture these moments for when the time comes that you do want to have it, which we may use some of that for highlights here, but just to have that stuff for historical data, have the historical data in the vault for the sake of knowing that there is a history that is growing all the time, as the sport grows, I think one of these days we're going to look back and be like, wow, I'm so glad that we just had cameras out all the time. But it was so cool throughout the evening to actually just go and stand and talk to people, maybe have a beer and just catch up and just talk about, talk about their tracks, talk about business, talk about what they're going to be doing with their teams this year. They're going to be running something different. It's such a time of fellowship. It's almost like I wish there was like one other time like that during the year, but I guess it's just when we go to the races. But yeah, it comes and it goes so quickly. Those moments are fleeting, and then you come home and you see everybody post on Facebook, and everybody's kind of on that high from the weekend, and it's a good thing. But so today is Tuesday, so we do get to share a little bit of rumors before we push this straight over to the interviews that we shot while we were at the awards meeting. Between the meeting and the banquet, we did these interviews that you'll see. But one rumor I can share that's quickly becoming fact and not rumor. I did have a call with the Cowboy Channel today, and I was specifically talking to the Western Sports Roundup people, and they did tell me that it's looking very, very promising that we will have a segment with Western Sports Roundup, and it should fall on Wednesdays after we have race events. And that, as of right now, that's not even tied to just being a sanctioned event. I'm talking about any of the races that we go to. We should be able to, by Wednesday, get them content that would be representative of a highlight or a point standing or all the above. And they're still going to get back to me on that. But that's really exciting for the sport to know that we're going to get more national attention on Arkansas Chuckwagon racing. So that's very exciting. And they seemed excited about it, and they seemed pretty open to how we'll go about it. We don't know if that will be like a host-led thing by them, or if that would be something where they have us actually completely produce the content where we host it, kind of like we're talking right now, and then show highlights. We're still shaking all those details out, but it's looking like we're going to be on Western Sports Roundup, that's a huge win, in my opinion, because that puts us in front of that national audience on almost a weekly cadence once we get into the season. So that's super exciting.
Woo.
Okay. Well, what do you say? Let's kick it over to our interviews, which just to give you a quick heads up, what you can look forward to here will be our interview with our CWC Youth Award recipient, which is Bear Smotherman. And then we got to speak to the points champions in the big horse rubber tire, which was Tristan, Duncan, and Jake Smotherman. And then we wrap it up with Waylon and Olivia Tuttle, who are kind of the, I'd call them kind of the team captains there of Freight Train. So enjoy, and we'll see you out on the track.
All right, I'm out here with Bear Smotherman. He won the CWC Award for the youth this year, in our second year ever of having the CWC Awards. Pretty exciting stuff. How did you first hear about that award? Did you watch the show, or did somebody tell you about it?
Someone told me about it. Waylon told me about it.
Right on, man. So let's back up just a little bit here, Bear. I want to know, first of all, why Bear? How'd you get the name Bear?
Well, I used to crawl like a bear, on my 4 legs, instead of whenever I was a little baby, instead of walking and all that stuff. I used to crawl.
Okay, and so somebody just started calling you Bear.
Yeah.
Your name stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it fits. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So when did you start Chuckwagon racing?
I think last year, Clinton was our first race. But we didn't really know about it, but we used to go to Baker's Bank for our little vacation. Well, then Liv said, well, how about we start Chuckwagon racing? So Clinton come up, and we never really knew how to Chuckwagon race. We just put a team together in a wagon, and we went Chuckwagon race. We had a good time. So we raced that year and then finished it off.
And that was when?
That was last year.
That was last year?
Yeah.
So Clinton was your first time racing?
Yeah.
Okay. And so did you jump into an Oklahoma Land Rush wagon? Is that what happened there?
No. Liv run the land lush wagon, and my big brother he outrode for.
Okay. And then you were doing what again?
I was just watching.
You were just watching.
Yeah.
Okay. But you jumped into the youth with the ACWRA. Okay. And refresh us here. So, what all did you compete in the youth divisions this last year?
Well, I did the youth outriding every single race, and then I started get my ponies up and then driving them in the youth.
And so, as you kind of go forward here, what do you want to focus on? What is your favorite thing?
Well, now I'm in the buckboard ponies division, the big boys, running them, driving them.
Right on. And remind us what's your age again?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. So, so did you hear about some of the changes that may be coming to the youth division this year?
Yeah.
Okay. What are those changes, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, this year I wasn't really wanting to run the youth because I was just feeling like all the other kids deserve it, you know what I mean? So I was just thinking move up to the big boys, have a little bit more competition. So that's what I'm going to do this year.
Okay. Uh-oh. What? Just go with it. Just go with it, Bear. Don't worry about it. I think that your camper's taking a leak.
Yeah.
So as you kind of go into land rush, did you say land rush or did you say buckboard? You said buckboard. Yeah, so you're going to focus on buckboard.
Yeah.
We're rolling here. I don't know if we can... I don't know if that's good or bad. We're just going to let it ride. It's good.
Now, what about big mules here?
So are you running big mules as well?
No, actually, Crystal and Jason, we never used to run mini mules, like the little mini mules. And then we did really full mules because we don't like them. They're ornery and all that. But then Crystal and Jason started running the big mule division. And now they got to running the mini mules again.
Okay. So...
Did you cook with someone at Outlaw?
Yeah, Dwayne. I cooked for him at all the races and Tristan outrode.
Okay, so you were cooking and was that in the adult divisions?
Yeah, big meal up the hill. I went up the hill at Bakersfield.
So, being that you're only 11, do you have any fear at all about being in the wagon or moving around the track, being on a horse, anything like that?
I think it's fun.
Did you have any spills or anything that are notable from this last season? What was your most thrilling or scary moment this last season?
My scariest one was probably whenever my horse come around the track and I seen her limping. That was probably the scariest thing.
What happened there?
She come around that corner right there at that dip.
At which track?
Chase Outlaws.
Oh, okay. Last race.
Kristen was riding my gray mare, and she kind of jumped in the back of the wagon. It didn't really hurt her, but then we drug that big tarp on her, and that kind of really put her down. And then we run her a bunch at that race. Like we run her like 5 times.
Is this your dog?
No, this is actually not.
Whose dog is this?
I don't even know.
Okay. Well, it likes you a lot.
Yeah.
So as we go into 2026, what is your biggest goal? What is your dream of 2026?
To beat Jana Basil in the buckboard.
That's a pretty good goal. She's a national champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think your ponies have what it takes?
Maybe not this year, but as I build up and go, I think I'll finally get it.
Right on. Do you plan on running at Clinton?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you
going to... I ain't allowed to drive because I'm too young, so I'm going to cook for my team and let Tristan drive my team, and I'll probably my dad will outride.
Okay. And how old do you have to be to run at Clinton?
I think 15, 14, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. And so this year at Clinton, have you considered trying to rookie in? And
yeah.
Okay.
See, the big horse, the classic, we working in Bad Luck and Trouble. Well, now I want to look in the Bad Luck and Trouble buckboard, or I'm going to try to look in Waylon's name FR8 Train in the buckboard. I ain't really decided on that yet.
Okay. And so by the time we follow up with you at the end of this next ACWRA race season, where all are we going to see Bear Smotherman's name?
Probably in the buckboard and probably in the big mule division, maybe in the 46.
Oh, no. Well, we really appreciate you taking some time, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for being the CWC Youth Award. And I hope that you get a whole lot more tonight when we're here at the ACWRA Banquet, man. Yeah, I think you're going to get some stuff. Right on, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ready? All right, fellas. I want you to introduce yourselves, and I want you to tell me a little bit about yourselves and your Chuckwagon history here.
My name's Tristan Duncan. I live in Summersville. We just started Chuckwagon racing last year, and it's been a ball of fun. It was my first time driving, our first year racing big horse rubber tire.
I'm Jacob Smotherman, from Summersville. It's a lot of fun, but a lot goes into it, and you get nervous quite a bit. But sometimes you just gotta put your hat down and go, and just hope for the best. Sometimes stuff can get out of hand, but you just gotta have a lot of faith and just know that you can get it done and be all right.
So tell me a little bit about the division that you guys have thrived in, the success you've had, and why you chose that division.
I chose it because it's more faster pace. It's a lot funner to do. And me personally, I think it's one of the harder divisions to do because you got to rely on your horse being fast enough to catch your team. And you got to be pretty fast to beat it. And this year is pretty close in points, but we ended up being lucky enough to get on past through it.
Big horse rubber tire.
Big horse rubber tire, yes, sir.
And Freight Train.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So Freight Train kind of stormed onto the scene this past year.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's kind of some of the backstory there? How'd you guys get involved?
Well, we was at Baker, Spain, and Liv Tuttle, she said she was wanting to do it. So she got her team going last year, and we made it to a couple of races towards the end of the season. And then we all decided if we was going to do it full-fledged, and we're just going to have a bunch of teams and everybody be able to do it. So we put in work every day at the house, riding them down the gravel road for a couple hours, working on them every day, just having fun all the way around.
Yeah, it's very fast, and you got to have a really fast team because the county line bunch is fast, and BS Racing's fast, and to keep up with all them boys, you got to have a really good team. And the ponies, it's all fun, but the big horses, it's just something different about it. It just gets you going, and it's all fast, and you got to have a good outrider, good horses, and it's a ton of fun, but there's a lot that goes into it.
So what's it like sitting down in a smaller wagon behind some big horses that are probably just throwing dirt and rocks in your face the whole time? How do you navigate the track as a team in that situation?
It's pretty rough. Can't really see around them. Most of the time when I'm driving, I kind of lean out to the side on the corners. Well, mostly I'm just kind of looking for the barrels when they're running through. Just whenever they come apart, that's when I'm most looking at, making sure they're staying in the track.
Right.
But, yeah, it's dirt, rocks. Just got to go through it and keep on going. Close your eyes and hope for the best.
I try to keep his eyes pretty clear so we can kind of see where we're going and not just wreck it. But it's a lot of fun for sure.
So when you say you try to keep his eyes clear, do you reach over there and wipe his eyes for him?
Yeah, sometimes when I see he's really money, I try to tell him where to go and what's all going around us, and but.
So as far as the job of the cook, what's your responsibility there, kind of as you're navigating your way around the track? What's the communication like in the seat there?
You gotta tell him. You gotta tell him a lot. You have a lot of conversations. You gotta tell him where everybody's at and who's coming and who's ahead. Because sometimes it's just when you're driving, it's just a rush. And for me, you gotta tell him where everyone's at and who's coming and who's beside us. And it's a lot goes into it. And you gotta get in really fast. You gotta get off the line fast. It's a lot of fun, but there's a lot that you got to talk a lot, and I mean we go around there, we're kind of joking, just playing around, but a lot of people have conversations where they're freaking out and nervous, but we kind of just go around there having fun and joking and just cutting up.
Yeah. So as you guys as you go into this next race season, you're champions. You've done it. You're going to get your buckles tonight. I assume you'll be wearing those to all the races next year.
Yes, sir.
What are your goals now that you've kind of like climbed that mountain on Big Horse Rubber Tire? What are your goals going into the next season?
I'd like to.
Break for neighing. Okay.
I'd like to shave a few seconds off our time at every track. Just keep getting better and better, and hopefully get first again and start racing more of the fastest people and be able to stick up with them, staying closer to times, and just have more fun doing it.
Would you say your team, when you go out there and you guys race Big Horse Rubber Tire, do you feel like you are the fastest team, or do you feel like 2025 was more about the fact that you were able to show up and be consistent all season?
I think it was more about showing up and being consistent. Like, we had a good outrider. He got on most of the time. He got on, I'd say, about 90% of the time. And we had a good outriding horse. We went through a couple of them this year. And we found us a good one, and he's pretty quick. But I think we was more consistent, able to show up, make it around the track with no disqualifications, and just run a good, solid run every time.
Consistency is key. Do you guys see yourself maybe leaning into the Classic at some point?
Yeah, we raced Classic at Clinton this year. He drove it. I'm not much a fan of driving it, but I look for us to do more Classic this year and the years to come on with it.
Is it logistically hard to bring the Classic wagon with you guys, to each of these like ACWRA type races?
Yeah, it's pretty rough because most of our little wagons we can kind of throw on top of the horse trailers and come on. We can put 4 or 5 up there, but we got to hook up a separate trailer for that whole wagon, and then someone else has to pull it. But Classic's just a different kind of adrenaline than Big Horse Rubber Tire. There's a lot more going into that, especially at Clinton where you got 4 of them 1,000-pound wagons running around.
Is there anything for you that you're looking forward to maybe doing a little different this year?
With the Big Horse Rubber Tire, just having a little bit of faster times than we did in 2025. We was fast, but we kind of want to be a little bit faster to shave off some time and keep up with all the good teams that's really fast. Keep up with all of them, and just try our best to get faster and faster.
Right on. Well, thank you guys for taking a minute. Congratulations on the buckle.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And hope it's a good one in 26.
Yep, thank you.
Right on.
Oh, perfect. All right. Mike, gentlemen.
You ready for this?
Yes.
I'm scared.
Should we do it? We'll do a big dumb intro.
He's always super red. It's hilarious.
Well, welcome back to the CWC Podcast. I'm here with Waylon and Tuttle, and they are the superstars that we know so well from Freight Train, the race team that I think is appropriately named because there seems to be an entire train of different teams that you caravan around with.
Yes.
I know I got to talk to you back, was it this year at 25 at Whiskey Ridge? We got to talk for a while as you guys were kind of just busting onto the scene. But let's go back in time a little bit. What really was the catalyst for you guys to come up with Freight Train and then punch out all these different divisions?
I don't know where the name come from. I come up with it, I think.
Waylon came up with it. He just thought it sounded cool.
I just thought it sounded good.
Yeah.
I really don't know where it come from.
Come on in. It's a family affair.
Yeah.
Timber, please.
What? You're hungry? I know it. We're going to go eat.
We're going to go eat in just a minute.
Leave that there. But yeah, and
No, babe, shut the door. Get out.
Olivia wanted to do ponies, and of course I didn't want to race against her because she's better with
Hold on.
equine than I am.
Play
so
real quick.
she wanted to do ponies, and I said, well, I might do buckboards, and then Clint and Jake and Tristan, they wanted to do Big Horse Rubber Tire, and then the Rutledges, they wanted to do mules. So when we kind of just fell into it, everybody was just kind
Well,
of.
we went to Baker, Spain, and I seen Chuckwagon racing, and I said, I want to do that.
Was that 25 or 24?
And 24.
Okay, that's what.
And I was like, I'm doing that. And Waylon said, that's the stupidest thing. You ain't going to do that. That's so damn dangerous. You're dumb. Nobody's going to do it with you.
Yeah.
So Clint walks up, and I said, you want to get us a team? He was like, hell yeah. So we got us a team, and we went to the Cuba sale, and they had a herd dispersal of mini mules. The worst thing that's ever happened to me. ever. They were mean. They were the meanest little boogers ever. And I raced them at West Kentucky in 24 for the first time. And we went to Clinton with them. Of course, didn't rookie in. We didn't know what we were doing. And then we went to West Kentucky, and Waylon broke his ankle. Clint run him over with an outriding horse, his very first time on the line, the whole deal. Mm-hmm. So then after it was so stupid and it was so dangerous, he already had his ankle broke. So he was like, well, I'll get me a team too. So then we went back to Cuba.
Wagon than it was standing out there, so.
And they had 2 little black ponies at the sale. So we bought those little rank little 46-inch ponies. So then because Clint was going to drive, I was going to cook, and Jake was going to outride. But when we went to Clinton, I was, it was land rush, so then I had to drive, which was fine. We'd all shared or whatever, and then Clint couldn't do nothing because he was too grown and he was a man, so he couldn't do any land rush. So then he already had some nice quarter horses. He's like, oh, me a big horse rubber tire team. This is awesome. And then Crystal and Jason wanted to do it. They already have a bunch of pack mules. They hunt like mountain lions and hogs and all sorts of stuff. So they already had mules. So everybody used what they had except for us with this rank pony situation. Yeah. And then it kind of just got out of hand.
So what all have you guys now run at Clinton in these last 2 years?
I rookied in buckboard. She runs land rush, and me and Jake, we rookied in the classic as well.
But I didn't rookie in land rush. I don't run nothing.
Okay, you didn't run anything. Haven't run anything at Clinton.
She tried to rookie in, but she missed it.
Yeah, I missed
a few tenths of a second.
Okay. Okay.
Tough to get in the land rush.
That's a competitive place to be right now.
Yeah.
And it's just tenths of a second.
Yes.
Lane rush is tough.
There's a lot of times throughout the year that Olivia would be, 6/10 of a second from Julie, and she is blazing fast.
No, I wasn't that close to Julie. She was always like a second to 2 seconds, like a 1 point whatever, 2 to sometimes 2.5 seconds faster than me. But it'll make you from first to like a millionth place, and just that much. 6/10 will take you from third to fifth.
Yeah, go third to fifth, third to sixth. It's especially in the pony division. It's super competitive.
For sure.
There's so many of them.
So will you continue to try to rookie in at Clinton?
Yeah, I'm going to keep on with the ponies. I got to see it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any concern? Like, do you feel like your team is going to be are they fast enough? I guess is the first question.
Yeah, these are better.
Okay.
This will be better.
Changed.
Yeah, I've changed.
Okay. So, so throughout this race season, can you kind of talk to the success of the different teams that you guys have in the different divisions as we're here at the ACWRA Banquet? What are maybe some of the high points for you guys across your different freight train teams for this year?
I just think it was super. I think we come out being our actual first full year, and then we all done so well throughout the whole year. I mean, I think we've kind of put a name out there, so just keep up the good work.
And we're all breaking our own ponies and doing our whole thing all by ourselves. So just to run the full track in like a safe-ish manner and not be the last one, it's pretty solid, because we put it's an everyday deal around there. Like, it's a lot of work.
Any given time from, starting any time when we get home till November. Of course, I don't know why it's our house, but I think it's just a central place between everybody that races with us. Seems like our house is like a home base. If there's anywhere from me, my wife, my 2 kids, so us 4 to 20 people any given night, and it's working horses till dark, a little after, and then Olivia and maybe 1 or 2 others go in there and cook dinner, and then there might just be 4 of us, and there might be 20 of us in there eating dinner. It's
kind of crazy to think how much you guys are kind of preserving the old Western way of life just a little bit by doing that. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. As you guys are a couple and you've done some racing against each other this year, right?
Yes, I run a buckboard, and she started driving for Jamie Zepps and driving his buckboard team, and she actually beat me out of the overall points of the year by 1 place. So she's in 3rd and I'm in 4th. Oh. And every time we raced against each other, she beat me. Pretty good.
So she gets to stand on the podium she'll get a buckle.
Yeah.
Yep.
For 3rd on the ACWRA points.
Yep.
Okay. And does that suck, or are you feeling proud? What's that?
Oh,
like?
I'm super tickled for her, but that ain't all the races we'll do it against each other. We'll do it again some point in time, for sure.
Will you cross paths in the same division again next year? What's the plan next year for 26?
Well, see, I was switched it up. I'm going to try to run 52 ponies, but then we'll go to Clinton, and so I'll race a few buckboard races before we get to Clinton. So
it's just hard to pack them wooden wagons around all over the place.
Especially when there's so many of us and we've got so many animals, it's just so hard to find a place to put a wagon. So where she races 46-inch pony, if I go to 52, we can actually share the same wagon, just change the tongue out. It won't take up near as much room, and you ain't got to rely on so many people. Like right now, it's not uncommon for there'll be 3 trailer loads of horses and another truck or 2 bringing wagons or just anything and everything. There's liable to be 5 or 6 rigs with us, and then there's been times there's been 8 or 9 just to go to a race to get everything there. And
logistically speaking, it's just insane what you guys do.
oh,
It's not economical.
no,
Mm-mm.
there's nothing economical about it. And then like we've partnered up with some great people. Like my wife races with Justin Sipes and then the Jamie Zepps, and we actually help bring horses back and forth with people. And it's just the amount of time and the money to get to and from. People would look at you and say you're crazy, but it's so much fun. And then like our kids get to do it, so it's a whole lot of fun. Everybody gets to do it, but it takes a lot. If anybody tells you that Chuckwagon racing is easy or don't take much time or money, they're fibbing. The feed bill or just the diesel to go to, there's the fuel to get to one or back and forth, or just the food while you're eating while you're there.
So
it takes a bunch.
So is it worth it?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't change it for nothing. You want to spend your money on something, might as well have fun. And at least all the family can do it. It's not just, you're not just going to one event to watch one person do something. At least everybody that goes we've all got something to do, and everybody, even if there's so many people in the team that go with us, they might not be on the track, but they've got a spot and they've got something they do every day and take care of something. It takes a pile of people.
Yeah, it sure does.
But it's definitely worth it. We've had a blast and met some great people and made some great friends and people I wouldn't even know what to do if you didn't talk to them or anymore. It's just, we've met a lot of great people along the way. And we've been here a little over a year, so I can't imagine people that's done this for 5 and 6 years, what kind of relationships they've built with people.
Right. I feel that too. I feel like every year I come back to this banquet, for example, and I feel like I look around and I can point out the people that last year at this banquet, they were strangers to me. Mm-hmm. But then every year it's like you get closer.
You know more and more people.
Another team or another group of people, and then that just grows and compounds year over year. It's crazy how quickly it becomes a lifestyle, huh? Mm-hmm. So, Liv, what are your goals for 2026? For your race goals, what are you expecting this year?
If I don't get into Clinton, Lord help us, But other than that, I've got these ponies pretty locked in. They're gonna do pretty good, I think. So, but it's their first year, so they're not champions, but I think they're gonna do pretty good. As I want them to do better than the ponies that we broke out, the black ponies. I want them to do better than that. I got better hopes and dreams for them and thoughts, and we got 3rd overall points, so better than that.
Are you happy with 3rd? Like, were you happy?
Yeah, I'm tickled to death. I just, I'm not the losiest loser. I'm tickled to be, because they just started. I didn't know how to break a wagon team.
Yeah, and you beat Waylon.
Yeah, that's better. It's better like that. But, it is super fun. I want them, a safe year, of course, but I want to do better in my black ponies. Yeah. But they never got one time or 2 times once or twice, we got 3rd or above. But overall points just because we chased them so much. So I wasn't that fast, but I always got caught, had a good outrider, I always got caught. So I think one race all year I didn't get caught. Tough, she did good for me. So I just want to be faster. I want to not just know that I go to all these races and I've accumulated all these points and now you're 3rd in points. I want to go. I want to know that I'm fast. I want to be fast. Yeah. I want to compete with the girls that are fast.
Yeah.
And not just know, well, they're going to wax me. Let's go ahead and race somebody else. I want to know that I can compete. Will I beat them? Probably not, but I would like to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what would you say, each of you guys, I'll ask this separately to each of you, but what would you say your favorite track is to race on and why? And be honest. Don't just feel like you're going to hurt somebody's feelings here.
No.
I love Whiskey Ridge. It rains. That blows. But the track's cool. The people are awesome. The whole facility, awesome. And then we went to Reggie Little's. Awesome. The turn was a little tight. You know, I'm sure it'll be better this year. But the people, the whole race in general, the track, regular, loved it.
And you're going to get to run it twice this year if you're really...
Yeah, you know.
Right?
And then, like, West Kentucky, did I pop my shoulder out? Yeah. Was that my fault? Yeah. Was it cool, though? Yeah. You know, like, the track is cool. Like, cooking with Justin, Big Horse Rubber Tire. That was so sweet. And then Tuscumbia, if you have a real fast team like Big Horse Rubber Tire or something, I'm sure it is awesome. Like, the hill and I wasn't fast enough. So, kind of sucked for me, but super cool for other people. You know what I mean? Like, I really liked it and the whole place. I didn't dislike anything. I didn't like the gravel at Loretta's. I didn't like that because I like to run barefoot ponies because my ponies will kick your head off, the little black ones. So it's just a pain to put shoes on them. And then you don't want to hurt them. You know, like that's really the only thing. I just don't want to hurt them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked everything. I didn't go anywhere and I was like, that sucks. Like the Sparkman track, and I know that there was like the tornado and all the craziness. That actual track was cool. Yeah. Like it was fast. Yeah. You know? It was flat and it was regular, like Chase Outlaws, flat, regular. It was fast. It was cool. Rats, flat. It was cool. Oh, yeah. You know, but the hilly ones are cool too. So I just don't really like the gravel. I don't want to hurt them. That's it.
That makes sense. So how about you, Waylon?
I love Trent's place where he had it at the Reggie Little's race. Trent and them done a great job. But I can't say I like it more than Whiskey Ridge, but I can't say I like Whiskey Ridge track more than Trent Little's either. I mean, but them was probably my two favorite places we went in the overall year.
And I think Raven Den would have been better if it didn't rain so bad. 11 point.
Like last year,
but it was just so rainy. It didn't hardly give people a chance to like.
Or 7 or 8 of the races, it rained.
Because the rodeo was good there, and the people were nice, and the camping was fun, and the river's right there. Love that. But it just was so muddy.
Yeah, it was. That was a tough break for them.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna say? I didn't like it because it rained.
Right.
That's not fair.
And those guys are resilient, and that's one thing I love about. They've got a really good team, and they are dedicated.
And it's close to our house. I do be liking that.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, yeah.
Yeah, we're like an hour and a half.
That's all that works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if we've said that, but you guys are kind of central, eastern Missouri.
Yeah, we're kind of travelers.
Yeah, you guys are doing a lot of driving, and I'm in southwest Missouri.
Yes, we're even worse.
Go up to Nevada, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it sounds like you've got some goals this year. What's your main big goal? I don't think I hit on that, Waylon.
Well, you know, I ended up 4th in buckboard last year. I'd like to break in the top 3 of the 52 ponies next year, but there's some really good people that race in there. I mean, Pennington's in there, Derek Hands are in there, and there's some heavy hitters in there, so I'd like to get up there and
Brad and Jana and Derek Hands and
there's
oh
a lot
my
of
goodness,
good people that race in the 52 ponies, so I'd like to get up there and knock on some doors and ruffle some feathers.
I don't know. Well, it's really it's more than we could even ask for. It feels like in the sport to have like an entire family and everybody that's involved all jump in 1 year. I mean, if you think about the sport's growth and if we could get just a couple more groups like you guys, we'd be overcrowded. We just got to keep making more races.
Gosh, I don't know.
So we appreciate what you guys do with the sport. Thanks for being dedicated. Congratulations on the success.
We are tired, David. We are tired.
Oh, good. Well, we're just getting started, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The year's just starting.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke.
Thanks for listening to the CWC Podcast.